That's better.
That would have to be vertical.
No, YouTube.
Oh, we're doing YouTube?
We're doing YouTube. She's doing YouTube.
Do I have to?
This is the moment. How does it feel?
She's forcing me to do this. I don't want to do it right now.
No. But I know that, oh my goodness, look at
I've never
this.
photobombed anyone's photo before.
You've just YouTube bombed.
What?
You've just YouTube bombed.
Make this a YouTube video.
This is going to be YouTube. Say hi to the
This is an
influencers.
amazing photographer in Bali, and we're going to do a shoot together soon,
Yes,
so
we
stay
are.
tuned. We're at a place called Muse, and so you run into some awesome people. And
Yeah, look. So yeah, so tell them about the video.
do I have to?
Yeah.
I don't want to.
I don't want to.
What's the topic?
What's the topic?
Opening up your creative channel.
Yes. What happens when, I mean, I so relate to you right now because every time I make a video or something, it's like, I don't want to that comes up. It's normal. Let us know in the comments if you can relate. Everyone's going to relate. So like, what popped with you on Instagram?
All right, well, this is an interesting story for sure. So Laura, the amazing Laura, is helping me crystallize the things that I'm passionate about to share with you all, because hopefully somebody will like it and you were interested. So
Yeah.
anyway, so here's the inquiry that I'm in right now, is how to find like a pure creative expression and flow of like my work into the world, but not just straight up marketing and copywriting. I mean, I've done it, I can do it, but I can't do it anymore. It's gotta feel nourishing and exciting, and I want my inner artist to be happy. So I knew I wanted this next level of voice on social media, and I couldn't for the life of me figure out what that was.
Sorry about the motorbikes.
It gets loud in Bali
We're
sometimes.
making a YouTube video. Be quiet.
So I wanted this next level of my voice on social media, and so it's taken me years. I'm like praying for it, dancing for it, all sorts of ways to try and open it up. And then I wasn't on social media for 3 months when I was in Bali, just to kind of listen within. So finally now I'm finding this way of expressing myself where I'm doing self-portraits, embodying raw feminine power, and then writing posts about the feminine operating system, which is this body of work that I've kind of been sitting on for the last couple of years because I haven't known how to get it out into the world. So this combo,
Into YouTube as well.
yeah. I know. So this combo is actually feeling very nourishing, and it feels different from what's out there, and it's feeling super creative. But it was a very interesting road to get there. Do you want to hear the story?
Yeah. Well, do they want to hear this?
Do you want to hear the story? That's a yes. That's a yes in YouTube video. Language. All right. So here's how I got there. So it starts with, in January, I was in a different part of Bali called Canggu, and I found that I found a photographer to work with on Airbnb experiences. It was an hour photo shoot, wasn't very expensive, and then when I looked up this photographer, he was a proper French fashion photographer, which I used to be a fashion photographer, so when I see that, I was kind of excited and surprised he was doing this. Anyway, we did a shoot for an hour, and he was super nice, gracious, lovely, but the pictures were horrible. They were so bad. They were so bad. I looked awkward as fuck in these photos, and it wasn't his fault. There was a couple different things going on. Number one, I used to, I was a photographer, so I knew what I wanted, how I wanted people to move. I also been photographed many times, so I knew how I used to move, but I was trying to move in a new way, but I didn't know what that was, and so I was awkward. And then, we're in this day and age of Instagram, and it's a whole different way to sort of pose for Instagram, and I didn't get it. I'm not a millennial, nowhere near a millennial, so I didn't totally get it. Anyways,
By the way, we are so falling off the sofa right now. Like, look at this. We're just going down the hole.
Should we fix it? Or should we just...
Why don't you hold
Okay,
it?
I'll hold. Do you want to? Should I continue the story?
Continue the story.
Because it goes somewhere.
Should we take it on the walk?
Okay.
We're gonna go get ice cream. And
It's a cliffhanger.
it's a
Stay
cliffhanger. That's right. You won't need to wait very long. Ice cream? Let's go.
Okay. All right. So here we are. on our walk.
We haven't got ice cream yet.
No.
This is the imaginary ice cream cone.
I'm waiting for the ice cream. She just told me it's another 15 minutes. But anyway, the light's going down, so we thought we had to tell our story before we finish. We're not sure we can totally walk at the same time. Like, this path is
When
a
she
little
says
dicey.
we, she means I.
I.
You're gonna tell the
Yeah.
story.
Sorry.
And
But
you're not sure
But
if
you're
you can
making me tell the story, so that's the we.
Yeah.
Proverbial we. So maybe we can walk. I can try. All right, you want to go on a walk with us while we tell the story? Okay, so I think we left off with the pictures from the French fashion photographer and that they were horrible, right?
Exactly.
Okay, but here's the thing. Even though that sucked, I don't fault him, and I feel like it stimulated something because I was like, okay, I have to figure this out. So I started Googling on YouTube how to pose for Instagram photos. And so I started watching all these young millennial YouTubers about how to pose for Instagram because it's a different aesthetic flavor than in the past days of dinosaurs like me. Anyway, so I started watching of like how to pose on Instagram, and then I ran into this little being fairy in Ubud, and she's an amazing Instagrammer. And so we were talking about it, and so she was like, let's take some pictures. So we went to a farmer's market, and Laura is
like,
very
get that
cute.
pineapple on your
She's
head.
very cute and fun, right? So we took these super cute photos, and one of them is me with a pineapple on top of my head, and it's super cute.
It's your
But
crown.
yeah, but it's cute. And I looked at it, I was like, what am I gonna do with this? It's cute, but it's not really my flavor. It totally fits you, which is awesome, and it was great to do. But it was just, it gave me another place to push up against, like, but that's not really me. So then cut to, she told me to check out a particular YouTuber called Sorel Amore, and she's doing this whole thing called #AdvancedSelfie, where she's taking self-portraits of herself that are gorgeous, almost like, you know, magazine quality fashion photos, right? So I've been watching her videos going, wait a minute, I can do that. I'm a former fashion photographer too, you know, like, well, she's not even a fashion photographer. Anyways, I can do that. So all of a sudden, and then we were out on another walk months and months ago, and she had her camera, and I was like, I gotta figure out what's my style, what's my flavor. This isn't, I can't do cutesy. And I was like, wait a minute, raw feminine power, yo.
And the
like,
clouds were rolling in,
yes.
very much like today.
yes,
They're
it
like
was
deep, dark clouds.
Yeah, it was super dramatic and interesting and natural and in nature. And so I just got into my body and into my primal, like, kind of space, which is a place I like to be. And I often am leading women into roaring and crawling around the floor and being in their animal, because I think we don't allow this part of our power out very often. And so that ended up being like figuring out how, like, wait, and then I can do self-portraits if I don't have a lovely friend with me to take pictures. And so I started doing these self-portraits where I embodied raw feminine power. And I don't see that out there very much. I see beautiful photos, I see cute photos, I see pretty photos, I see sexy photos. I don't really see raw fucking feminine power. And so that was how I got to the place of knowing how to figure out my style. It was a lot of like zigging to the zag and trying to figure out, like, bumping up against other people's styles that weren't mine, and then finally figuring out my flavor. And now, oh, hang on, we gotta move off to the side because we've got a scooter. Hello. There we go. Life in Bali. And so now I'm having a great time, like, letting it be super creative of how I take these self-portraits, and then trying to figure out how to put words with it. So this is a whole other part of the story. I've just briefly alluding to the fact I don't like to write. You know, having to do copywriting for so many years as a coach, like, sort of ruined me in that way of like how to write creatively. And as I mentioned earlier, I wanted to find this new voice, right? And so I was waiting, and then here's what was interesting. I found that I do the photos first, and then I sit with the photos, and then the photos start evoking and bringing forward something I want to share about the body of work around the feminine operating system. I couldn't find my way to write about it before, but somehow the photos give me something to push up against and respond to, and get me, I imagine, more into my right brain instead of like up in the left brain, right? And then copy brain. And somehow the two together are helping me to share more about this content that I've got so much to talk about, but I didn't know how to find the way in. So,
Christina in the future, when she thinks that she doesn't have any,
yeah.
remember this moment?
when she made me do the video.
Remember
Yeah.
your own lesson here?
Right. So that's why she's making me do the video, because she gets to play the little sprite that like kind of pushes me to do stuff that I don't really want to do. And so I don't totally know what my flavor on YouTube is yet. I mean, I've done a bazillion videos in my day. But we were talking, she was asking me, what would feel creative to you on YouTube? And I don't know yet. So here's a place where she's pushing me and I get to push back a little.
She's zigging to the thing. Careful, not into there, please.
Yeah, there's all kinds of ditches.
Zigging to the zagging. Look,
Yeah.
look, it's all over you.
It is. And primal too, right?
Yeah.
And this was the dress I was wearing when we took those pictures. So
Well, there we go.
in the field. Anyway, so all that to say, I want to support and encourage all of us to find our own creative channels, and like it's going to look different for each person, right? Interestingly, I have a bunch of photos now. Usually I only have a few, right? So I had a bunch of photos, and so I wasn't starting with a photo. I instead had 3 different pieces I wanted to write. And they were all decent and half done, but I couldn't finish them. And then I realized it was because I have to start with the photo first. And then I picked a photo that I wanted to post next, and then somehow the words started to flow. So I think it's just very fascinating that we all have different channels and we all have different access points and portals. And in this day and age, for those of us who want to do business differently, we got to figure out like our pathway. And hello, another person walking by. And so I support you and encourage you to do this for yourself. And I will keep looking for my way. You keep looking for your way.
Yeah, well,
and then the world's going to benefit.
Keep bashing up against each other in the nicest way possible.
Yes, and find your friends that can push you when you don't want to do stuff.
And if you don't have any of those, join us and like leave in the comments and like support each other, because we're all out there. You might not have the blessing to be this close to someone that you can do that
in
with,
Bali,
but we're here. You're here. In fact, we started our friendship when we hadn't met in person. So yeah.
So did I fulfill my duties or anything else?
You definitely did. So now you want to leave us a comment, leave Christina a comment. What was one thing that you found was insightful or maybe sparked something new for you? If you have any keys for people, like if you have any ways that you think would be helpful that we haven't shared today, and also a question, what video do you want to see from Christina next?
That's not a bad idea, because I have a certain design where it helps me to respond to things. So I don't know how to start things from scratch. But if you ask me some questions, I can respond to them.
So get those questions in the comments.
If you have questions about the feminine operating system and how to use that in your full power in your world and your raw feminine power, and I know I still gotta explain it more. I get it, but follow me too on Instagram, because I'm sharing about all these contents with, all this content with the pictures and the words too, right?
Yeah.
So Christina Marassi.
And don't forget to like this video and subscribe, and let us know what number subscriber you are in the comments.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, so you've got a lot of calls to action right now. So at least do one of them. I think number 1, I would say subscribe to this YouTube channel.
Awesome.
And yeah.
It's starting to rain.
And
okay, just
see you in the next video. She'll see you in the next video.
Okay. Bye.